Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be doing the first part of Jurassic Sanctuary. Well, we're going to start off with building the other end of the terminal station, and we'll also start building the first ride of the park with a little bit of decoration as well. So I want to start designing the trees for my forest. I'm kind of looking at doing redwood trees, which are like really tall, like thick trees. I think it matches pretty well with the dinosaur theme. They look old. Now, I think making objects from scratch is pretty difficult because in my experience, it includes a lot of trial and error. Just need to find a color for the trunk. And oh, that might be a little too red. We'll just go a little more orangey, I think. Perfect, there we go. Looking back at the reference photo, it looks like I want to kind of do ridges in the trunk, so I think this would work pretty well. Alright, now a time to actually extend the trunk upwards. Just go once, probably twice, at least twice. I went with a couple more. We're just gonna group it up here to easily copy and paste the trees later on. Looking at my reference photos, these redwood trees have like some massive roots, so we're just gonna do a couple of those around the trunk. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, so now I'm just gonna group the roots together with the trunk. Now that we're done with the wood, we just need to finish making the leaves for the trees. Looking through the nature section, I think these spruce looking trees look really good for like the leaves. So I think I'm gonna, since our real main tree is so big, I'm just gonna use like the entire tree as like each branch of the actual tree. After maneuvering and moving the trees around, I think we've got our final product right here. Oh, and after looking at the color we've chosen, it is way too orange, so I'm just gonna try to find a color that's gonna suit it more. All right, and I found the perfect color, so I think that's the trees for this section finished. Now we're gonna start building the exit or the other end of the terminal station. My idea for this part is I want to do like a giant glass dome, kind of like stuff you would see in Jurassic Park. I'm going to start by placing the like center point, which is going to be the anchor that I'm going to rotate the dome by. The dome is going to be made up of like smaller panels, so we're just going to start with the smaller panels now. I think a height about that is good, and the width about that. So now we're just gonna rotate, and then yeah, this is gonna be one of our panels. To finish off the panels, I'm just gonna make a frame around the glass, and that will be it. Boom, bang, and done. I actually just made a couple of tweaks on the panel to make it more symmetrical, make it easier when I copy and paste it around. Now a time lapse of the dome, because it was a long process. Sorry if the time lapse was too fast. It was just an hour of footage that I needed to shorten. Now for the back side of the dome, I want to build a stone wall to cover all of this unbuilt part, which is just easier to hide away than make a full dome. After a bit of time, I think I've gotten a wall that I really like. And now I kind of want to build up the sides of the back as well, so that it covers the protruding parts of the dome, something like this. And now we just need to do it on the other side. Alright, now something like this. Moving on, I'm just gonna do some rocks for the edges of the dome. Building these rocks on the other side, I just forgot to mention that I used the same fences here as I did for the lower terminal. For the exit of the dome, I want to do another like circular exit. So we're just gonna need to delete some panels here and move a couple of rocks around. Now that that's the dome done, we can start the stairway to go down into the actual park. The idea we'll have for the staircase is I want to do kind of like a windy looking staircase down against like rock walls. Also, I'm gonna build up over here because I'm planning on having a train that goes around the whole park. So I want to include some extra space before it hits the border just in case I do plan on doing that. I like using terrain blocks rather than primitives to plan my next steps because for terrain you can't just accidentally click on it and delete, so I feel like it's a lot better. I have something like this right now for the stairs, and it took a while to get to this point. I went through a lot of different iterations and they were not pretty. Now I did make a little simple rock wall, I guess, that I want for my stairs, and later on I do actually change it that I remove the right side and just only have one side down. I'm gonna focus on shaping the stairwell. I'm gonna create a cave tunnel under it so that you can walk through to the other side instead of walking over and around. I just have these arches that I've made before for the other parts of my cave entrance at the very beginning, and I'm just gonna copy them over here and just reshape it. This is the finished arc for my entrance for the tunnel. Now I'm just gonna start building up the stairway. This is probably the final product for the stair. I just added a couple of lights, created the actual stairs out of primitives, and added some fencing up here. I added the like amber light there as well, and just a couple of shrubs. Alright, now I think I'm gonna go start this volcano kind of thing. I guess I haven't really explained what I've been trying to go for, so I've got like I want to split both like the Jurassic sanctuary into two sections, I guess. The left side is going to be more jungly, kind of lots of nature, lots of bushy trees, like stuff like that. And then I want to make the right side a lot more rocky and just like, or not rocky, actually no, rocky with like lots of mountains and waterfalls and stuff like that. All right, so I'm just going to be starting probably the roller coaster, get the layout done first, and then I'll finish the exterior, including the volcano. And right now I'm just trying to figure out a layout for the inside to give myself like a visualization of what I want to end up with. So right now I'm kind of thinking about making like queue path go along around the outside, and then I kind of want the roller coaster to do like a couple of loops, maybe like some boosters into a loop around this section, and then eventually shoot out of the volcano and then go through loops and around the trees here that I've created. And I think it will just go back in here, and that will probably be the volcano area, like this ride for us. I still need to come up with a name yet, so name and probably logo. So I'll also be thinking about that while I'm building this. So I kind of forgot to record, but I placed all the trees down where the green blocks were. I did finish the basic layout for the coaster and the walkway for it, the queue. I'm going to explain a little bit of what I want to do for the next section. So I'm gonna try and finish the entire exterior and interior for the coaster, which is like the volcano, the queue, and all the theming that comes with that. Um, Now for the coaster, I spent way too much time on this because this is actually my first time ever making like trying to make a coaster with advanced editor. It's definitely not the best, but I'm definitely happy with it for now. And so here's what the coaster looks like now. And that's everything I have. Thanks for watching.